Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. It's the one and only Optibotimus coming with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Siege Deluxe Class Red Alert. For the package, you got that really nice open window that fully showcases the figure. You got the Transformers text and the Generation logo right up there. You can see he's a part of the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy. And then you get a really cool image of him on the side. Obviously, if you have a blacklight, you can read the special hidden messages and stuff in there. But I just like how you got a really cool, aggressive sort of look for him, which is definitely not how Red Alert is. The other side here has that very similar action scene with the Ark taking off from Cybertron and stuff. Come around to the back of the package, and you can see that he transforms in 17 steps. You got his robot mode as well as his vehicle mode. You can use him with different battle masters, and what you're basically seeing is, as you would expect, Red Alert is mostly just a repaint of that previously released figure that we got, that being Sideswipe. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have Red Alert open up and out of his packaging, and this guy really is great. I mean, the mold was always really very good. Repainting it was a logical sort of thing. It made sense because the two basically were just kind of repaints of each other, I guess, for the most part. So again, like I said, this was kind of expected, I guess. But taking a look at him in vehicle mode, really very nice. Obviously, you got to have that sort of rescue sort of look, so he's going with this white and red. The red looks really nice. It's a very deep red. Blends in very nicely with the tires and the rims as well. Then you can see the white has a pretty nice gloss paint to it, which does look really nice and shiny. Hopefully that's coming across. I know. Very bright lights, hard to see detail, blah, blah, blah. In the front section here, you have that red stripe going down there with the Autobot logo in the little badge. You can see some nice silver paint added into the headlight section. Really, that's about it. I do kind of wish that they threw some, like, maybe red paint back here. Kind of would have looked nice as a continuation of this red stripe that goes around as well. As you can see, the gun here can plug in to the side if you want. I feel they missed out on the opportunity to include his shoulder cannon. Now, he does come with a gun here, obviously, and I'll touch on the lack of the shoulder cannon a little bit here in his robot mode. But you do have this light bar that just pegs in as well. Obviously, again, kind of knew that was going to happen because with Sideswipe, you had that hole on the top section there. The big difference that I'm really not, I mean, obviously the color, but you also have a much darker windshield up here that I don't even know. I mean, you can kind of see on the inside there some tech, you can kind of see it right there. This, I don't even know if you have that same detail in there because this is super dark and you can't see it. But again, looks really good. Both of these are terrific looking. I love how they even painted like the sections right here, how they broke some of those colors up. They did it with a Sideswipe, so I didn't think that they were going to skimp on it too much, but I'm glad to see that they didn't. You also do see a little bit more added detail in these intakes right here. You got some nice black paint in there. Kind of wish that they threw in maybe some silver on those ones, but taking a look at the rest, I mean, yeah, molding wise, it's the exact same. I come around on the bottom, same thing going on there. Yeah, really not much else. It's just a really nice repaint that, again, like I said, makes sense. If you don't want to have that light bar on there, you can take that, put that there. But why would you not want Red Alert to have his light bar on there? I mean, it's a weird accessory that plugs into this. I guess I can show it now because it's, yeah, you know, this is fairly going to be a quick video because, you know, we don't have to do the transformation. But you got his gun and then you put that there, and now you have an axe. It's an axe. again, I feel like they missed the opportunity to include his shoulder cannon, because he did have one, and it's unfortunate that they don't include one with this guy. So that's definitely unfortunate. But transformation is exactly the same. So I'm not going to show it. I am going to go ahead and skip it. And utilizing that good old-fashioned optibotimus movie magic, we're going to go from Red Alert looking like this to looking like this. And again, this is where I really feel like I wish he came with that shoulder cannon. Now, you can bring in Sideswipe. Let's do the comparison right up front. Really great update. Tremendous amount of paint detail on here still. And what's really nice is that they changed up some of the detail. Like, so you got some of that wear or battle damage paint or whatever, like on his crotch area. Red Alert doesn't have that, but then you can see down here on the shin section, you got a really nice glossy paint on there, and then you got a little bit of that silver paint, whereas Sideswipe here had a tremendous amount more. I mean, let me kind of get these nice and close in. I mean, you can kind of see what's happening. So I like the fact that they put it in there, but it was a little bit more subtle. Now, molding wise, he is basically the same except for the head. They did change the head, which is great. I love the fact that they did that. Very simple, but definitely necessary to do. And I mean, it's almost like they just replaced the helmet section, but either way, it gives that very Red Alert sort of look. Now, I guess if you wanted to, you can take this. You can't take this. Obviously, I never really use this. I just use the shortened cannon here. But you could, if you wanted to, put that in there. That kind of looks very Red Alert-ish, I'll be honest. Don't mind that really at all. And then you could take this, swap out weapons, because Red Alert, let's be honest, was kind of a wimp. Why would he be walking around with a big giant gun like that? I guess you could do something like this for him, swap things out, but then obviously you don't have a shoulder cannon for Sideswipe, and I feel like Sideswipe kind of needs it a little bit more. It's not that Red Alert is, less popular of a character, but he is a little bit less popular than Sideswipe. So you could do something like that. Unfortunately, there's no other little slot section here that you could really, plug something in. So you're kind of stuck using one or the other with it. But I feel like that combination really works nicely with Red Alert. So it is what it is. It's definitely a disappointment. I feel like they could have included that. They don't ever do like accessory packs or anything, so it's not like we're gonna get those extra weapons. I mean, we might at some point down the line, but I don't think it's really gonna happen. The other Red Alert that I had in my figure, and I totally forgot all about this, was the original release one. And I had my buddy, if you remember way back in the day, I had him do a custom Nemesis Prime from Transformers Prime. I had him paint the original head here, which that still looks absolutely terrific. That's how the Takara one was basically done. Although I think this looks a little bit better because it's painted over the black that the helmet was, and it just has a better feel to it. But this was the other Red Alert that I had in my collection, which was just a remold of that Sideswipe Sunstreaker figure. Obviously, you can see there is a big size difference between what we used to get with the generation, or well, the Classics line for the most part, and then what we're getting now with the Siege line. So again, the general consensus is we're paying more for less, but I still feel like this is a good figure. Articulation is all the same. You have the ball joint at the head, rotates very nicely. You have the swivel and hinge at the shoulder, swivel at the elbow, hinge at the elbow. I guess you could kind of say that the wrists are articulated as they move in as part of the transformation. Get him to hold his gun. He does rotate at the waist, hips, forward, back, in and out, rotates at the upper part of the thigh, bends at the knee. The ankles do have tilt, so you can get him doing that if you want to. Also kind of moves forward and back just as part of the transformation. Not really a lot going back or anything, but you have a little bit of wiggle right there. So again, terrific figure. I'm really very happy with it. I feel the only thing that I am let down with, and you do notice, I mean, I do want to point this out. I don't know how well this is going to come across on the actual camera, but this section here for the arms and then the thighs is a slightly different white than the painted section. That's just the way that it's going to be. I mean, these pieces are done up in different kind of plastics and such, so I would imagine that's why these ones don't hold paint as well as some of the other sections, I would imagine. But, you know, I mean, I like how it kind of breaks up the white on it. It's not overbearing, I feel. So I'm okay with it, especially since in robot mode, all the white kind of is uniform with that nice glossy white paint. Everything else, like these, can hide in vehicle mode. Robot mode, it like I said, kind of helps break things up. I feel the only thing that's really lacking with this would be a shoulder cannon. You can kind of fix that, like I said. If you got that guy, I just feel like it's a little bit better to have everything with him than with him. So if you had two of these, I guess you could, you know, do something with it. But, you know, it is what it is. But I do recommend the figure. Regardless, he still looks terrific. The mold is still fun. The transformation is still really fun to do. He's just a fun figure to play with. And considering he's usually a paranoid freak, he's just, in general, a fun character. So totally, I would recommend picking this guy up if you see him in stores. Now this wave is starting to hit various retail locations, so if you're looking for him, good luck and happy hunting. Or as I always tell you, you can cut out all that stuff and just make it really easy on yourself and go to places such as Big Bad Toy Store. For that, I'll put a link down in the video description where you'll go to BBTS and you can check out availability on this guy, as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformer figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Remember, if you like this video, I would really appreciate it, guys, if you would do one small thing for me, and that is hit that little thumbs up button. That one small gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really appreciate it. And a huge thank you if you made it all the way to the end of this review. Another way that you can really help support my channel is making sure that you watch the video all the way through. And if you did that, thank you. Also, I want to send a huge shout out to all of my patrons, who through their continued support, now more than ever, help to make reviews like this possible. And if you'd be interested in helping to support my channel and becoming a patron, feel free to check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/optibotimus. And finally, remember, grow wise, grow strong, but never grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.
You got the touch. You got